Good morning, beautiful people. This is Bill Maunga checking in from Lehi, Utah. And I want to follow up on a post that I put out there on Facebook this morning. And basically, that post was about a dinner I had last night with a really close friend of mine and his wife. And while we were eating, I was reminded of his dream, of my friend's dream. We were college roommates. In fact, we played football together, and we were college roommates during that first summer camp of football season. And so those are tough times. And so he had a dream, and it was this massive, unbelievable, goal where he was basically going to be able to impact the lives of so many people in the medical profession. And at the time, my dream was to go knock somebody's helmet off on the football field in practice or at a game or whatever. And his dream was like this massive, world-changing, cool thing. And I remember I looked at him and I was like, cool. All right. Go for it. Good luck with that. Right? I wasn't extremely supportive because my mindset at that time in my life, at the young age of 21, was not focused on changing the world and doing good things to bless the lives of other people. I was kind of inward focused. I was self-focused, very selfish. And so that year, so we were roommates, and I remember some major struggles he had in that short year, that time span. He had some, major life struggles with who he was going to marry and his mother and his family, and how they didn't support him and some of the decisions. Just these massive things, right? And I was like, oh wow, how is he gonna be able to overcome this stuff? And so 20 years go by, more than 20 years goes by, and here I am sitting at the dinner table with him, and we've kind of stayed in touch. We see each other every maybe 10 years, once every 10 years over the last 30 years. That's kind of the extent of it. He's busy, pursuing a 10 to 15 year doctorate degree program. And, I'm doing my thing, and so we don't really stay in touch, but here we are. Last night, we're sitting at this dinner table, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, holy cow, this guy really did it. He envisioned his purpose at that young age, and now here he is, living that dream, living that purpose. And now here I am, having finally, I'm a late bloomer, but having finally obtained, if you will, somewhat of a knowledge of my purpose and why I'm here. And so I'm in the process of realizing and living my dream. And so there were, as we stayed in touch, these, maybe every 10 years or whatever, I became aware of like these obstacles, right? These major life-changing obstacles in his life that potentially could have, you know, prevented him from being this awesome person that he is and reaching all these wonderful goals and becoming this person that lives in purpose. And yet he just plowed through them. Like it was the determination, the desire, his purpose, his why was so strong that he plowed through everything, and now here he is. He's successful. And so what is it that prevents us from dreaming? What is it that prevents us from making the changes and doing the things that enable us to reach our dreams and obtain those, wild and outlandish goals? And so I've been thinking about that this whole morning, and I'm on my way to a lunch appointment right now. And I just, I pulled over to the side of the road, and I wanted to talk about this and to share this with you. And so for me, one of the things that has gotten in my way, well, obviously we are the only ones that get in our way of success. We have to take accountability for that. We prevent ourselves from succeeding. Nobody else can. It doesn't matter what abuse, what trauma, what devastation that has happened to us. We can overcome all of it. Let me just put that out there right now. Every one of us can overcome all of it. It's possible, no matter how devastating. And so I realized that I got in my own way. And one of the things that I blamed for my lack of activity, lack of accomplishment, lack of success is my energy. My energy was down. For 30 years I've been eating the wrong kinds of food. I've been too drained to exercise was my thing, and it just snowballed, and it got out of control to where I was doing zero exercising and then continuing to eat and putting really bad things into my body. And so I realize this now, and so I'm now making the change. And I started on this journey a few weeks ago, and I feel amazing. I feel great. I feel that I'm finally like in a place where I have energy and I'm generating energy. And I'm not drained. I don't feel drained and all that anymore. And so that's what was in my way, was my own energy. The choices that I was making to eat all this crap and to not exercise and to not get enough sleep put me in this position where I didn't have energy to do what I know that I needed to do to be healthy and generate energy. And so my question to you is, what is it that is preventing you from reaching your goals? What is it that is stopping you from dreaming big and creating massive success in your life? And I challenge you to find out what that is, and to overcome it, and to set the habits, daily habits in place that will enable you to think bigger and dream bigger and reach further. And I wish you the best, and thank you for tuning in.